If you're looking to upgrade your home's wireless network, you should definitely consider upgrading to Wi-Fi 7. As more and more devices launch with Wi-Fi 7 support, it's becoming more important in future-proofing your network. My OnePlus 11 and OnePlus Open, as well as my Pixel 8 Pro, all support Wi-Fi 7, and there are lots of laptops and other devices that support it now as well. Speeds on those Wi-Fi 7 devices is blazing fast, and in this video, I'm going to show you guys the all-new Velop Pro 7 by Linksys. Big shout outs to Linksys for sponsoring this video. Let's go ahead and get started. First up, let's get this out of the box and see what all we're working with. Inside the main box, we had two more boxes here. We've got a quick start guide, which there's not a lot on here, just a QR code to download the Linksys application. And I imagine it's going to walk you through the setup process. It's supposed to be super easy to install. We've got 3 power supplies, 1 for each mesh node. Here is the Ethernet cable to get this connected to your modem. And then we've got 3 mesh nodes. Taking a closer look at the mesh nodes here, this does have like a teardrop design. So I guess if you wanted to kind of scoot this back into a corner, it would fit really aesthetically. It is just kind of a tall cylinder, so I don't mind the way this looks. I think it looks pretty sharp and modern. If you look at the back here, you've got all your ports. So you actually have a 2.5 gigabit WAN port and then 4 gigabit LAN ports. You can backhaul with this. Of course, they connect wirelessly, but you can also backhaul for the best performance. On the bottom, you've got an on-off switch and your reset buttons there as well. So next up, we're gonna go ahead and get this set up. The first thing we need to do is scan the QR code and download the application. All right, so from the first screen of the app, you can launch setup. We're going with the Velop mesh system. All right, so we'll go ahead and plug this in. Connect the router to your modem or source of internet. So we'll go ahead and connect this to the internet. Okay, now we're gonna plug in additional nodes to power near the router. Click next. All right, now it is auto-magically getting everything all connected. All right, so it's all connected. It did have a few more steps. It asked me to log into an account, and then it had me to create a Wi-Fi name and password, and then it had me to place the nodes throughout the house. So here we are, we're connected. We've got all of our nodes are connected here with good signal. So the app actually has speed tests built into it. You can either test with Cloudflare or fast.com. Fast.com is pretty reliable, so we'll do that. All right, and that's really great speeds. So right off the first node here, or the main router, I'm getting 860 megabits per second. All right, so we're here in the living room. Let's go ahead and run our test here in the living room. This is about the middle of my house. We're still getting really good speeds here. 470, 450 megabits per second. All right, let's run this test from the kitchen. This is the room that's the very furthest away from my office where the main modem and router are. And we're still pulling 290, 300 megabits per second. So that's really good speeds at the total opposite side of my house. Just for laughs, we'll do a test here in the front yard. All right, and it looks like we're still pulling 390, 400 megabits per second. So even in my front yard, we're still getting great speeds off of this setup, 430 megabits per second. That's pretty good. Wi-Fi 7 includes a few game-changing technologies, starting with the all-new 320 megahertz wide channel. This is double the channel width of both Wi-Fi 6 and Wi-Fi 6E, and the best way for me to explain the benefit here is if you think of a highway. One highway has 2 lanes, the other has 10. Of course, you're gonna have more congestion on the highway with 2 lanes, whereas you'll have less congestion on the highway with 10 lanes because there's several other lanes to choose from. The same concept is true for the new 320 megahertz channel width. MultiLink operation allows for the combining of 2 Wi-Fi bands such as the 5 gigahertz and 6 gigahertz into a single Wi-Fi network, whereas Wi-Fi 6E only allowed for 1 band to be used at a time. This definitely helps to improve speed and reliability. Wi-Fi 7 also increases speeds up to 4.8 times the speeds of Wi-Fi 6. You're going to be able to get up to 10 gigabits per second on Wi-Fi 7 with the Linksys Velop Pro 7. The main benefit to the Velop Pro 7 is definitely the improvements with Wi-Fi 7, but wired connections are still important, and you're gonna get 5 of those on each of your mesh nodes. You get one 2.5 gigabit WAN port and 4 1 gigabit LAN ports on each of your nodes. While the nodes do connect wirelessly, you can also set this up with a wired backhaul for an even better experience. Linksys sent me the Velop Pro 7 3-pack, and one benefit of a mesh system is that it extends the 6 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz band. So the 2.5 gigahertz band can reach much further, but it's not as robust. So while it can provide a signal throughout your entire house, you may experience signal drop off, or you may experience devices disconnecting from the internet. The mesh system pushes the 5 gigahertz and 6 gigahertz through your entire home. That way you have access to up to 200 connections per node, and you'll be able to get the full speeds that you're paying for throughout your home. Each node is able to cover up to 3,000 square feet, and with the 3-pack system that I'm using, you're able to have good internet connection for houses with 4 or more bedrooms and up to 9,000 square feet. One of the standout features of the Linksys Velop Pro 7 is the Linksys Cognitive Mesh. So the way that they put it is the cognitive mesh system, it's able to actually act more like a human than traditional AI. This is able to auto-optimize your network for ultimate streaming, gaming, and video. And if you run into network issues, cognitive computing allows Linksys to repair itself, and if it fails to do so, you can flag Linksys support through the app. Then they can remotely diagnose and fix your problem. The Linksys app also makes it super easy to set up the entire system in under 10 minutes. And with the Linksys app, you're able to access powerful parental controls on a per device basis. You can block websites, you can pause internet access. You're also able to select prioritized devices. So you can select up to 3 devices that take priority over all the rest of the devices. And you can set up guest networks with a special name and password. That way you're able to maintain privacy over your network. If you're looking for a high quality Wi-Fi 7 mesh system that's gonna provide lots of speed and reliability, as well as some great features like the cognitive mesh and parental controls, then the Velop Pro 7 is definitely a great option. I'll be sure to leave links in the description of where you can pick one of these up for yourself and find out more information about the Velop Pro 7. That about wraps it up for this video. Thanks guys for watching. Be blessed. I'll see you in the next one.